will get hits. That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
Joe, you could be the next Logan Paul.
Oh, please, no. Just fucking kill me.
That's
between the eyes, please. That meme? Yeah.
I don't mean, do you want to look it in the face?
Just make it quick. I don't give a shit.
That's fair.
Just end it. At that point, ugh.
What are we ending?
I hope we haven't started yet.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We're starting off on a high note.
One way to start a stream. How we doing, guys? How we doing?
Welcome to part 2 of the madness.
It's not that mad.
We're all mad down here.
Well, I mean, the level of anger and the level of madness might be two different things.
Yes. I'm curious as to which one's higher, though. I guess we'll find out.
It's
Just
usually anger.
Yeah.
Madness is just a background noise.
The constant low, like
constant
a thrumming hum right behind my ears.
Like the beating of a gross's wings. Just
CJ, what is up?
CPM Infinite. How we all doing?
Hey.
That's the vibe we're going for, actually. CPM. It's a mashup of Tombstone and Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
I don't have an axe nearby. Oh, Paul has an axe nearby. Dennis,
because you're precious if you do.
Yeah.
You know, you got to start combining quotes. It's
reach for my precious.
There's a couple preciouses within reach.
I have a handful of
I have
varying preciousness.
Nonsense question for both of you before we get down to brass tacks.
All right.
If a man loses his legs below the knee, can you refer to him as decaffeinated?
Fully decaffeinated.
Thank you.
To his face?
I mean, depends on his sense
very
of humor.
much. That depends very much on the individual. So,
I mean, probably not the first time I talked to him.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, you've heard me make cracks, so
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, Dennis is really good at coming up with puns that just, when you hear them, they just make you want to sit down. It's just...
Well, one of our regulars that comes in did have an accident and is missing one leg.
Yes.
And I know I can't say I've said I don't know, at least one or two off-colored things that has got a laugh out of him, and he's like, "There's only so few people that could get away with it." So I'm like, I'm proud to be one of those people. It's
Indeed.
What is everyone carrying this evening for the viewers? Shout it all out. Ben, thanks, man. Thanks. I know we can't agree on which pocket to put a knife in, but at least you can agree on a good-looking hat when you see one. So.
Look, there's no such thing as a left-handed hat, I don't think.
I'm sure
I didn't ask what.
There you go.
I didn't ask what side the buckle put on. They just put it on the left. So
there you go. Is that like the earring thing? Or is that different?
No idea. No. I don't have a Bowie knife on my belt. I have something else on my belt, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I've always got one close at hand.
Yeah, no
kidding.
Hey?
There's like
They're around. Do I have a Bowie knife on?
Maybe two.
Got a bunch of knives on here. I don't know about a Bowie. Oh.
You know that Mo from The Simpsons meme?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
This is pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. a good looking Bowie knife, Joe.
Citadel. I love this thing. It's a nice little weapon.
That's a classy one.
Yeah. I think the only fixed blade I have right now with a distal temper. A distal taper and a differential temper. There we go. I can speak words. I know things.
One of the
tend to know
distal
things.
tempers.
But yeah, the distal tempers.
Oh God, they're anyway.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Partly because it's a photo of things I've been looking forward to. Let's see.
Indeed. Of things, he says.
Yeah. Thanks to Infinite for loaning me his Para 2 with some very nice aftermarket scales.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On top of Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 1, which I've also been very much looking forward to reading.
There you go.
It's funny. Okay, so this had just occurred to me right before we went live, and I had to go back and take another photo. This was it. Two things that I wanted to experience in the right format. I've read a lot of manga online, and I can put up with weird translations, to get the story as it's being produced, but Berserk is quite old at this point. I wanted to experience it, we haven't gone through the official channels and being translated properly. I'm very excited about it. I also find it funny that we have a very nice looking hat in the stream tonight and Berserk, and both of those are features of Cedric and Ada's channel quite frequently. Berserk and nice hats do both make appearances.
Okay. He's got his style of hats.
He likes his
and
hats.
For Pete, they work well. But he has a unique choice in some of his hats.
There's been entire videos about it. I actually thoroughly enjoy those. Shabazz will often do videos about watches. I don't really watch those very frequently. But Pete's hat videos, I don't know.
I watched Pete review a lawnmower, okay? I'll watch his videos. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. He's a good egg.
We're calling him Pete like we're like buds.
And also a tip of the hat, as it were, to stealing Infinite's PM2 to use for tonight's carry. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So seriously, thanks a bunch for loading this, because as soon as I had picked this up, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes me want the PM2. I've said it before on stream. Oh, sorry?
I was just saying it was significantly improved over a regular.
I've said it a number of times on stream. The reason why I like the military so much is because of this heavy chamfer, the wider ergos. It fits my hand a lot better than the PM2 does. But this feels just as good as hand as this does. Maybe a little bit better for the forward contouring towards the inside of the handle. It's excellent. I hate how much this makes me like this platform. I can see this becoming a significant problem for me, because I've always wanted an excuse to like the Para too, and the all black is kind of cool. So, thanks a ton, Infinite. Let us know what you're carrying tonight instead.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's me.
Very nice. Just a quick shout out to Cal and Stanton in chat. What up, folks? Cal's carrying his thing cozy and a mini bug out. And
nice.
Stanton has his K-Tac kukri, using it like a draw knife.
Good times.
So it sounds like you have something potentially fancy on the belt. Should I go before you?
If you don't have anything new and fancy to show off.
No, I have nothing new and fancy to show off.
All right, you might as well then.
I'm going back to the well because it's not leaving my pocket.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. We Knives Arrakis.
Yeah. You need to play a new tune, dude.
I refuse.
Getting old, is it? Yeah.
No, it's okay. And I mean, yeah, it works. Sure. But
sounds so enthused.
I know the knives you own.
Yeah. I've just been enjoying it.
That's fair. You have a lot more right-hand carry options to choose than I do. So
yeah.
What you need to do is just make this thing off pocket carry, tap some screws,
No.
And you can just carry it all the time. And
I don't need 3 full-size knives in my pockets.
don't you? Ask Joe.
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That elf pocket still has a knife in it.
Yeah, one of them's a fixed blade for Joe sometimes. Anyway.
You're not wrong.
No, but like the Civivi rustic gent usually rides on the left-hand side. It's good for scraping labels. That's all I'm saying.
It is a nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's an issue, not an ish-me from Ben. Well, it's better than being an ish-um. Ooh, too soon. Too soon.
Indeed.
Oof.
He's got an Arrakis. It's
on point.
There are so many dark jokes to make. Let's move on.
Well, let's move on. Yeah.
Let's move on.
For the best.
Yeah.
So, tonight, actually, for those who don't know, it's actually my birthday this evening. Celebrating it live stream tonight. So I got a fancy new gift from the fiance. Custom made in Greece, of all places. She spoiled the hell out of me on that one for sure.
Very nice.
But the other spoil was my new knife that I got, and it's an old new, a new. I don't know. It made it new again for sure. But I'm carrying Bradford Guardian 6, but with the new fancy 3D contoured. Nice. Sweepies.
Much improved.
Oh yes. Now, I have comments about their goddamn screws.
What, you don't like using spanner bits like a fucking psychopath?
No, I don't like breaking 3 of them. So, and then proceeding to drill the old handles out because it annoyed the shit out of me. So. That's why I have new handles on my thing, is because I got frustrated enough that I drilled the old ones out to get, and these ones came with new hardware, but I snapped 3 bits on that sumbitch. So right now the handle is not cranked down. It's tentatively in. I might purple Loctite it at a slightly more than snug level. And if I have to tighten it back up with whatever after batoning and whatever, I will. So
not a bad call.
Oh, I can't get over Justin or Infinite Gunworks comment in chat here.
Little rude.
Yeah,
we're close. We're getting there one at a time. I mean, the grays aren't that gray yet. Couple. 41 for the record for all of those. Yeah.
The record straight.
Yeah, it can Sparky. It's 3V.
Nice.
So it's Sparky's good. Yeah, I think I have some residual Sparkies along the jimping, actually. Yeah.
The old residual Sparkies.
But it is trying to be a contender for a Bravo the more and more time goes on.
I think so, huh?
Oh man, it was a nice knife before. It's nice, thick stock, whatever, 3V.
Let's see the side profile on that guy again.
Oh, the stock thickness?
I want to see. Oh, I wanted to see along the handle, but yeah, that is fairly substantial.
Zoom in.
That looks nice.
That's funny. I prefer a swell in this direction rather than like a palm swell. Like where the fingers would be. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I like it.
Yeah, me too. Let me tell you. So my fiance spoils me.
A little bit.
Yeah. Now I can pretend like I am in Tombstone and Val Kilmer, and I already have a coffee cup that says I'm your Huckleberry, so might as well fill that role.
Tuberculosis next, or what?
No. They have a cure for that now.
Oh, there you go. Just become a dentist. It'll be fine.
All right. 15 minutes of preamble, just like we planned.
Absolutely. We did it, guys. All right.
Go
So,
us.
So,
we've still got a heap and helping of stuff to talk about.
okay, go.
Well, see, the thing about that is there's a lot. I didn't actually end up getting the screen grabs that I wanted to get of QSP from that video, but we could start with the QSP picks that Paul took here.
Sure.
For those who didn't look up and read the title, we're talking about Shot Show. There's this is part 2. And here we go. First on the list.
Shot Show? This is boring. I'm out of here. Oh wait.
So
that's just my personal feelings about Shot Show this year. Don't let them get in the way.
Yeah, no spoilers or anything.
Yeah.
So this thing. Oh, by the way, it's funny that they actually say here what their QSP actually stands for: quality, service, and price. But they don't tell you the model name for this guy. I had a question for you guys. Does this not look like it was originally designed to be a button lock, and then they decided not to do it last minute? Just based on just that milling right there.
We'll have to take a look when it comes up on camera here.
Oh, is it a little bit delayed for you? Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good that there's that much. Jeez.
It's still not up.
Huh. Well, that could prove problematic for me. I wonder if there's an easy way for me to share with you guys.
Mennonite Cowboy.
See, that could be a thing. Yeah.
I see more Preacher.
Oh, there we go. Weird. That took way too long. Okay. You guys should see it now.
Yeah, we do see it.
Hey, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean the Ferrum Forge?
Is that what that is?
No, it's a QSP. I just want people to sue each other this year. So,
yeah, there's been a lot of that this year.
I'm not saying it's a Falcon, but if you looked at maybe because mass drop or drop is not a thing anymore, they're like, ha, it's ours now.
Mine. Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up at this other tab here, and while everything is slowly loading, yeah, kind of like Dennis was saying, there's not really a ton that came out this year that was like, oh wow, amazing, innovative. QSP did do a couple things that was unexpected from their end, if I've got to be honest, but this is definitely one where I just have questions.
Is that not a button?
It's not. It's a liner lock. You can actually see the groove. What am I looking? The relief cut for the liner around the midsection here, and then over here you can see the jimping for the liner engagement.
My Smog has a similar mechanism. I really want that to be a button though.
It's not a button. It's a liner lock. I don't know why they didn't do a button lock because they done.
They did something. What is that?
Well, the next little Bowie thing next to in QSP's website is also a button lock, right? Like on their homepage. So
let's see it here. Yeah. They actually did talk about, and I didn't grab. This is something I wanted to get from a screen grab. It had a top and rear flipper, like the Cormorant here, no opening hole, but it was a liner lock. And they don't have a name for it, but it's the QSP 144, I think is the model number. It's another liner lock. I think it's still a prototype phase.
So what is that thing if it's not a button?
It's just the way they contour the scales. But again, this really reminds me of an area where you might do a relief cut. Something like this.
Yeah.
And then have the button sitting inside. So I don't know why they didn't do a button.
It literally looks like it's a G10 button set flush.
Which would be very cool.
Yeah.
I'd like that. Yeah, I don't have an easy answer as to why not. Maybe because it's still somewhat unfamiliar territory for them, and they're trying to keep a price point.
That's fair.
So,
It might still be a prototype too, where they might change it before it comes out.
maybe it's hard to say because they don't actually have a new section on their website. They just have this kind of stuff.
What's available? Yeah.
Come to think of it, though, I'm gonna hop over to Knife Center and look up QSP to see if we can get a name while we're talking about this guy. Probably spending too much time on one knife though, so we could probably move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's fair. The other one was a little clip pointy Bowie thing that had a button lock from them, and it looked pretty nice. But then when you saw it in hand, you're like, "Oh, that's small."
Like really small. Yeah. Like not quite a 3-inch blade on that thing, I think.
Like mini Griptilian small type of, I think, so if I remember correctly.
2.7 or something like that. Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, the other ones I wanted to talk about more were kitchen knives. They came out with some weird kitchen-y stuff, and I'm going to throw up that photo, and then I'm going to throw up this photo. So these two kind of look like they belong in a set, but they're doing a variety of different handle configurations and blade styles. Yeah, kind of out of left field a little bit. Not that I'm complaining. They look neat. They look nice.
14C Sandvik in the plain blade. I don't know what the steel is. I think it's the VG10.
And then he did $100 and then said 150, and then it was kind of vague. I don't know.
Well, this one does have a estimated price of $59.90 for the little guy. Too blurry to see what the big guy is. Of the black handled one specifically.
Here's hoping they're saying $100 for the plain knife and 150 for the.
Maybe, I don't know. I think he misspoke on the $100, and I think they're going to be 150 for the 1428 Sandvik with the wood handles. You'd think they'd be more than $100.
I'm okay with that though. Like that's still an awesome price for a knife like that.
150 for Sandvik, and American. You're putting it at the 200, 220 for the polar bear dollars, right? So
yeah.
Assuming they're hardening it
in line with other things.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Next company.
I
think that dabbles on it.
Yeah. I mean, we had two other brief photos here. I'm just gonna toss up quick. This was the little button lock we were talking about. Again, still no name attached to this one, unfortunately.
And I think this is a good looking knife, but I think it's too small for me. Ooh, fancy. There's the kitchen knives. Yeah,
just be careful with that handle material. Don't catch a pocket foot.
Yeah, no shit, hey.
It'll plorp.
What do you mean it's 98% resin? Anyway.
Yeah.
You're 98% resin.
I have to live with that fact every day of my life.
You do.
So, QSP, the kitchen knives are interesting. I don't know how I feel about the button lock. Honestly, before we move on, I would just say I'm happy to see that if they're not fully confident in the product, they're not moving forward with it and forcing it into people's hands to have them R&D it for them. So, all that to say, I would prefer this one if it was a button lock, the blue and the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not fully confident in it, I'm happy they didn't move forward with it.
A front flipper with a button lock does seem like a lot of fun.
It is. It's quite a bit of fun. But anyway, yeah, we could do next.
Didn't QSP come out with? That was the other thing they came out with, was a front flipper, back flipper, top flipper, or was that Artisan? I can't remember.
Nope. That was the model 144. They don't have a name for it. It was a line lock that had QSP, and it had very much that kind of a look to it.
Yeah, for sure. And pretty straightforward, like Kephart-y, not quite Kephart. Yeah, kind of in that realm.
Almost like not quite a spear point, but the tip was pretty much in line with the center of the handle. It looked like a great neutral grip, and Yeah.
Almost like the Trapper Barlow things that have been coming out from CRKT and Boker, and almost that blade shape kind of
in profile. Yeah, I'm still thinking it's a satin, or sorry, full prototype because it's a hand rubbed finish in the video. I think Knife Center had a video up that showed it off, and it looked like a hand satin. So,
and I'm looking forward to all of the versions of this knife except for the Rafir Noble one. But anyway,
yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I've seen the amount of Rafir Noble that I like compared to the stuff that I don't is highly lopsided. It's after seeing more and more versions of his things, there's 2 or 3 that I'm like, wow, those are cool and poppy, and then there's a whole bunch that I'm like, meh, just looks like cloudy resin. It's
the consistency doesn't seem to be there, unfortunately. When you have a great example of the material, it looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, but kind of a gamble with that one.
There is definitely more dense and less dense areas in a completed sheet. That's for sure. We've seen variation.
Well, and this stuff reminds me a little bit of the backspacer on which knife was that from Benchmade? Some gold classy thing that had a Rafir Noble backspacer.
Mini River.
Was that the one that it was?
Or was it the? I think they both.
That was the Tango, isn't it?
I think they both.
The Tango had Rafir Noble backspacer as well. Yeah, for sure. But anyway, next knife.
It had the one I'm talking about had Rafir Noble scales. Think about it, because they were like lunar scales or something like that. They were calling them.
Well, the Tengu was the frosted shit from. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
How about Artisan? Somebody mentioned their name a moment ago.
Let's talk about
if you got things
these guys
talk about.
Talk about the weird one first.
Both still excited?
Look, yeah, I'm still very excited about this thing. In case people forgot or just don't recognize it, because visually these look much better with the inlays, in my opinion. This is a racking out the front knife. So you you would push the bottom slider along the handle forward in order to eject the blade, and then to retract it, you would flip the switch back, and spring would cause it to snap closed. That's cool as shit. Also, you can't open the knife unless the forward switch is, or unless the switch is in the forward position. It's gimmicky. It's kind of stupid. But it's entirely finger safe when you're using it.
That's why I'm into it. Is all those silly things.
Yeah. Me and Paul want it because it's bullshit. Dennis doesn't want it because it's bullshit.
Next knife. No, I was just kidding.
Artisan into changing their logo.
I'll just get one of the satin versions so I can resand the blade and
there you go.
Just get rid of that etching. Yeah.
I do like the micarta. That one in the middle.
So does this thing have any sort of stop release like an OTF does, where if it hits something, it will stop racking forward?
I don't.
Questions that the guy wonders.
You need to unlock it, so the switch needs to be forward for you to rack it.
Okay.
So in that case,
when the switch is forward, so
rack it.
If I have to, so what I'm imagining here is that the slide itself must be attached to a stop, and you're moving that stop, which is pushing the blade up. And once the stop gets past a certain point, it catches on the switch. That holds it in place, so that, if I recall correctly in the videos, you can move the slide back at that point. If that's the case, I think if you put this up against a wall or something and tried to eject the blade, it's basically just your hand strength. You would just slip off the rack, I guess, is what would end up happening.
Okay.
So there's nothing inherently stopping you, but yeah.
I don't know if that's inherently more dangerous than other things, anyways.
I'm just things the guys wonder.
Yeah, that's fair. It's probably going to be way too much fucking money.
I think if you look at the internal mechanism of an automatic and the way that those work when they come off their own rails, I don't know that this is because it's not using a spring. I don't know if it would be the same kind of mechanism.
Yeah, it's a little unclear. That is something I would look forward to doing, is taking this thing apart though.
Mm.
I'd like to see how that's done.
I would like to be there when you take yours apart, so I don't have to do it.
Oh, I'll take yours apart. Don't you worry. I'll get it back together. No problems. We definitely won't lose a spring. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We need more OTF options in places where we're not allowed switchblades, but they need to be less gimmicky to open.
Hey, Boker, send your shit to Canada.
Yeah. What the hell? What the hell, guys? Sucks. Anyway, other artisan knives.
Next knife.
Yeah. These weird things. It looks like they tried to have a handle shape kind of like a full steel Spartan, but then they realized it was too similar, so they took a big chunk out of the middle. I don't know if that's going to be comfortable in hand or not, but it looks like it's either going to go one way. Like you're going to hold that and you're going to be like, yeah, this is fantastic.
Even if my pinky finger doesn't end up in that last groove, if my first finger's in the front groove and my remaining 3 fingers are in the main curvature, I think that would still be comfortable.
Oh yeah, even with weird curvatures like this, I tend to agree. It's still comfy, but.
So, you know who designed this?
No? Do you know who designed this?
It was Snowdy. This is a Snowdy design.
That kind of makes sense with the harpoon blade, I guess. But that's a bit of a different handle from him, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. He likes his finger trails. I have a couple of his designs. At least one.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I don't know. That's a very, very different profile for a grip. What do you guys think about handles that tend to taper off and get smaller like that towards the tail end, though? Because
aesthetically, I usually don't like them, but I can understand if they have like some sort of curl, like a bedlam or something like that, where they're helping rest the blade, protect the blade, something like that type of idea. It's
right.
But as a general rule, not a fan.
Can we talk about that like maroon micarta for a quick moment and just how fucking gorgeous that is?
I was just gonna say, it reminds you of the Benchmade mini Adamas, doesn't it?
A little bit. I'm into it.
A little brighter,
yeah.
That has a little more pop to it for sure.
Yeah, I hope it's not just the photo because that's sweet. That's a nice color. Offset's really. For as many all black knives and like black bladed knives I have, I generally prefer something uncoated. But honestly, the color combination of the black and the burgundy, red, purpley mess that's going on there it's kind of cool. And the black pivot screw with the hardware and the shiny pivot collar, like it's a sharp looking knife.
If it's a black coating and it's not DLC, I could probably take it off with paint stripper, and that would probably take the logo with it. In this case,
benefits.
Yeah.
Before we go too far from
it's gonna reverse that shit, and it'll come out black when you pull it out.
There you go.
I thought of a knife that I actually like that gets thinner towards the butt end. But considerably smaller, mostly use it in a pinch grip, so I don't know that this follows.
Yeah. Gentlemen carry kind of, what's that, sorry? The smaller
knives. I like that tapering in a smaller knife more than I do in a large knife.
Yeah, I was about to say the gentlemanly carry stuff, you can get away with it more than you can when you're looking at a full-sized.
Agreed.
Yeah, too much taper and it starts to look and feel weird.
All right. Anything else from Artisan you want to dabble on?
There's a bunch of different photos here. I can just toss them up and we can stop on them if you guys like. So here's another guy. I like the tendency towards opening holes and opening fullers. These are things I enjoy. That middle one, I don't know what the handle material is, but it looks like it's been 3D machined.
I don't know. Those both look like titanium to me. One just looks like it's either anode or coated black.
DLC'd,
yeah.
I thought, looking at these for the first time, that they were hollow ground. A little sad that they're not, but Should be more robust though. Yeah.
Oh, I just lost stream there for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still not.
we're back. We're back. All right. Good times.
We're good.
Okay, cool.
We'll pretend like nothing happened there. Anyway.
Two different models.
Yeah, there's the top one there is a different model than the bottom two. Not 100% sure what's going on there, but
So Artisan has like, I want to say 4 to 6 models that I don't hate the design. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike them, but they all kind of look the same. There's another one called the Orion that they came out with, like, it was either a TI or a stainless steel, and then they came out with a red burgundy version of it. It kind of looks like these guys here, fullery, whole, slotty, finger flicky goodness. I don't know. But again, these kind of look like some Artisan stuff that already exists. So
yeah, I mean, how far are we able to levy that as criticism, though? I mean, like every Spyderco knife that's in-house basically looks like a Spyderco knife in-house.
that's true. That's true. I could just say that the one on the far left looks like a Ferrum Forge as well.
It does.
And,
it totally does. Just waiting for you to say it. I was like, come on. I know you're gonna say it. I know you're gonna fucking say it.
Yeah.
It totally does, though. I agree.
I was going to comment even in line with what Joe was saying there and say maybe they're trying to find like their own brand signature.
Like a company internal design language.
Like you look at a Spyderco, you know it's a Spyderco. You look at a Benchmade, a lot of the times you know it's a Benchmade right out of the hop. You know what I mean? Like there's companies have kind of a vibe to them.
Yeah. Nice. Speaking of company vibe, these guys. So, interestingly enough, liner lock and button lock variations, holes or thumb studs. I really wish they would have put the holes with the button locks, but I can't have two things I like in one knife, apparently.
I did a hole in the button lock. It's the black one at the bottom. Oh, no, it's a thumb stud. Never mind.
No, yeah.
Just the way it was looking in the shadow there. For a
Now,
second.
you could probably buy two and just blade swap them. Oh wait, no, you can't because the tang
Lock
needs to be grounded
interface.
differently. Yeah,
For the button. Yeah.
No, so you can't do that. But this, okay, that's right. This reminds me of a very popular knife that I'm drawing a blank on the name that CRGB also made. That was a full steel construction button lock. They did a limited version with, I think, titanium, micarta, and S35. Mirror-ish blade that looked quite nice. Anyway, everybody seemed to really like that knife. This seems to be a continuation of that. Steel frame locks, which I'm pretty sure that these guys are, not titanium.
Yes, I think they did mention that they were stainless steel and just went simple, but that keeps cost down. So
sorry, I said frame lock and meant button lock. But from the few reviews I watched on that knife, they actually managed to keep the weight down. So they must be doing a decent amount of internal milling to accomplish that. I hope they continue that here. And I would like to see this trend continue because that's a good way to get low cost designs out there that are actually fairly durable. Like
Absolutely.
as much as I like carbon fiber and micarta, it generally makes things a little bit more expensive for people.
It's probably asking too much of a budget brand, but I really like that micarta, but I want that in a button lock. I want that exact knife with a button lock.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's probably asking too much from like adding the button and probably having to add a steel liner on the inside for support.
All the support material probably would up the cost too much. Because I think even with the button locks I've got from like Civivi, for instance, they have a full steel liner.
Yeah.
Across the G10, even though G10 is quite strong,
they're not messing around. Yeah.
They still want that to be fully reinforced, and I imagine with micarta, especially, you would want to do that. I will say though, I like the blade profiles on these. Great working profiles.
Yeah, it's called a Kaiser sheepdog. Anyway, not quite. It's pushing it. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's a completely different knife. It's
like a worn out sheep's foot blade.
Yeah. More and more, I'm liking these types of blade profiles, though. Like, same. Yeah.
I find having the tip of my knife closer to the edge a very useful thing in a lot of cases.
Yes. Alternatively, having a blade that comes forward a little bit from the handle. Really? Do I not have a good example of that on hand here? Something like this, I guess, where as you grab it, the tip kind of is lower than the rest of the...
Yeah, I'm into it.
There's better examples. That actually, you know what? Today's carry. Para actually does that quite nice.
Yeah.
Comes down a little bit.
Next knife, next company. What else we got? CJRB, Artisan. Yeah.
See if we want to dwell on this photo. So, button locks again. Flipper with micarta looks like. And then a skeletonized full steel handle.
Is that a button lock paraframe?
Yeah, that's the paraframe people should be buying probably as well, I'll be saying.
Probably.
I like the look of that thing. Looks like a nice cheap beater. It should be pretty lightweight with all the that material removed.
So something, and there's 3 variations of this one. There was a black skeletonized as well as the micarta version. But the one thing I've noticed between CJRB as well as the Artisan stuff is they are really vague on steel at this particular SHOT Show. There's 2 or 3 different videos, whether it's like Blade HQs or Knife Senders or whoever it may be type of thing. And I don't think they mentioned what is going in what in any of the
blade steels.
Yeah, S35, AR, RMP9, what the hell, they're 1428, D2, blah, blah, blah type of.
It could be they don't know yet.
Not specifically from Artisan, but like across the show, I heard more than once. This is a prototype. Things might change as they come out. Blah blah blah. So that
now the other thing,
have completed product at the show, or at least an example of completed product.
This particular model, the Artisan ref, and he's my favorite for sure. Yeah, he says that this knife is straight tactical. Nice, simple, no frills. That's what it was. No frills tactical.
In regards to what knife, sorry?
The Geode. The knife we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading a bunch of other notes. Yeah.
With or without the finger choil on the blade?
They were mainly talking about the micarta one. So that's interesting. I didn't notice that until now, the finger choil versus the non. I hope it's non. I hope it's a plunge, like a sharpening choil, not a finger.
It's big for a sharpening choil, though.
Well, I imagine they had to do that because of the button lock, just to make room for the mechanism while the blade's closed.
But the black one doesn't have that cutout.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
Those 2 have 2 different cutouts.
I thought the buttons are positioned in the same place. Okay, yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
So I hope they go with the lower and not the upper.
Especially in a tactical setting.
In a no frills tactical, something no frills. When you're trying to describe a button lock bug out.
Do you often find yourself needing to be tactical in a no frills? That's the real question.
Back up against the wall.
Next knife. I don't really care for this style of fuller. I'm just gonna say it now.
You don't even know what the knife is yet. Goddammit, Joe. There we go.
Sorry. Do you see it now? Can I start bitching about it now?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Bitch on, sir. Bitch on.
I like the look of that inlay. That looks shiny and clean and cool, but I really don't like the look of that fuller. And I don't know what it is. Specifically that I don't like.
Yeah, what's your issue with fullers, Joe?
I like fullers.
See, your problem is here, Joe, is that you started that sentence saying you have no issue with the inlay on this goddamn knife, and the brass in micarta is gross. I don't like it at all.
Don't you want
get that shit? No,
gunk accumulating and building and oxidizing in between the micarta and the brass?
I'm sorry. Did you call it gunk?
Don't worry about it.
You're great.
So I don't mind this kind of fuller. I wish it was a little cleaner from something like Buck, but anyway, where there's a round bottom to it. I get that they're trying to make it more finger flicky by having this sharp, like not quite 90, but a chamfered inner radius or whatever.
The artisan rep really likes finger flicky knives, so like he loves showing those off.
Didn't he fail at flicking this one?
I don't know. I can't remember. It's
what's your issue with it, Joe? Are you concerned about gunk in the blade but not the handle?
Nah, dude, I actually carry and use this thing. Do you see these tiny little crud catchers? Can you imagine how much cheese has been caught in there over the last several weeks? And I mean literal cheese, by the way.
No, too late.
No, I think for me, it's purely an aesthetic issue. I just really don't like the look of the fuller. It ruins the whole knife for me.
We're gonna have a quick intervention and have Joe stop flicking his knives with his feet going forward.
Yeah. Now, I believe in one of the videos they actually had the silver blade on the non-gross handle.
Okay.
And it wasn't a bad looking combination in that one and looked like it filled the hand. It was like a comfy looking knife for sure. But yeah, apparently Joe doesn't like the place where I can put a, what is it called? Crap. I forget the little disc air hockey puck.
Oh,
it's those little disc shooters. It looks like the slot you'd feed one of those little air disc shooter thingies.
Does it come flying off the edge of the blade and just flick the knife open? Just pew!
Yeah.
I used to have a Ninja Turtles toy that shot pizzas like that.
Oh, exactly.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly the mechanics that I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
And if CDJRB knows what's best for them, they'll preload those things upon shipping and have a whole bunch of confetti surprises for people.
Horrifying. I love it.
Mini pizzas, I'm talking. Like, yeah.
Here's the last picture for Artisan we got. Hey, Paul, what the fuck is going on here?
You tell me.
Well, those sure look like plastic handles. Those sure look like very plastic handles.
I forget the material, but this material has been popular the last year.
Yeah, Artisan isn't the only company who's been utilizing this type of polymer.
Yeah. Do you think they did fish ribs on purpose?
Is it a new fancy material called Gravery?
No, it's not.
We'll talk about that later.
It's a different resin material.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually really like the look of the skeletonization they did under the handle. Visually it looks pretty cool, but this is not going to be a very impact resistant plastic. I'm willing to bet.
No, but that blade stock looks pretty thin.
Yes,
ground as well.
So it'll break extra easy then, is what you're saying.
What I'm confused. Yeah, exactly. What I'm confused by is that they're using a cheap handle material, which admittedly looks like it has some slight contouring. Which really, if you're doing injection molded handle scales like this, yeah, you absolutely should be getting some kind of contouring. Because why the hell not?
Yeah.
But this isn't CGRB. This is Artisan, and they're using this cheap of a handle. It's like we're gonna use a budget brand.
Turn was using this product last year. I'm pretty sure.
Who was?
Was it Tactile?
I think it was Tactile that made knife handles and that stuff.
I think that was Ontario.
No, but there was more than just Ontario that did it. Like it was. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like extra lightweight or something. I think is its appeal. I could be completely out my own ass, but
which is fine. But anyway, I'm not completely sold. Visually, I actually do. I dig it. But CRKT has used polymers like this before, and that kind of shit's really chippy. I hope that this is a better
Cal is talking about the actual material.
Oh, cool.
Polyethylamide Ultem is a semi-transparent, high-strength plastic material. But can I poke a sewing needle through the pocket? Because that's kind of what it looks like I can do.
I do see a pen on Tactile Turn's website made of that same material.
Ultim. Oh, okay.
That's kind of cool in a pen aspect.
Interesting. We'll only go off into
space
the weeds here for a
age
minute.
stuff. Indeed, yeah. No, hey, let's dive back. Any artisan? That's the last artisan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that was the last one out of the bunch.
depending on the size of that knife, it's hard to get a real good idea of its actual like dimensions. If it's a small gentleman's carry knife, I don't mind any of those things. If it's a larger knife, I'm a little bit less enthused.
That's fair. That's fair.
Also, what is in the thumb stud? Is it just the shape of it, or is there actually something set in the center of
it
that?
almost looks like, you know how Herman Knives has like the polished top of the screw as it comes to the other side of the handle, so you get like a little nubbin that pokes through either the inlays or the handle itself.
Okay.
I think that might just be the screw from the opposite side of the
Okay.
of the blade. Yeah.
It had a little William Henry kind of vibe to it. That's.
They could have also just had a polished dome top and just it be a blind hole that's threaded.
Yeah.
Hard to say from just this picture, but
Phrasing, Joe. Phrasing.
I forget what I said already.
Polished dome top.
Oh,
Polished dome top.
that's fucking funny. All right. Well, how about well, is there any company people want to talk about yet?
No. What do you got on for us?
No, we got a lot. I mean, Best Tech.
Sure.
Give her.
How bam. Here's a pretty looking knife with a crossbar lock, and hey, look, they actually did something with the pocket clip tab that makes it more decorative. They made a whole song and dance about that on the video.
Is it a Duralock?
It's Best Tech, so I don't know what they're calling it.
They're not calling it Kershaw's lock, probably. But yeah.
Crossbar lock? Yeah, probably.
The Duralock is what Kershaw calls it. But anyway. Yeah.
Forgot. That's awful.
So, what's going on with that thumb disc? Is that what I'm seeing? Is it a round, thick plate?
Yeah, it's a. I really wish we had names for these guys.
They used leg wheel Bumblebee.
There you go.
From this side angle, it kind of looks like
a little bit.
I thought maybe we'd see it here, but I might have to go to the coming soon section to find it instead. Oh wow.
Why are you gonna be like that, man?
Anyway, it's pretty. The blade. Okay, I will say the blade looks nice. This is obviously going to be more of like a light to medium duty gentleman's carry. I can't imagine there's going to be that much traction off the handle, but I am happy to see more of this kind of stuff coming out of Best Tech. Just kind of leaning into the design. Yeah.
Yeah.
They recognize, I think, that a lot of people paying that kind of price point, it's pocket jewelry for them for the most part.
Yeah. You're not using a Wee Knives double helix hard. Like it's.
I mean, you could and you should, but you don't have to.
Should you? Anyway.
I don't know if the engraving or whatever you want to call it on the side of this handle is exactly like the one for me.
This guy here with all. Oh, yeah.
But I do like the fact that they are doing it.
Didn't they have a bunch of flavors though? Of this one in particular?
Different colors, I think. But
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't mean how they actually tasted, Joe.
No, I was talking about the engraving and the milling or injection mold, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, don't try to lick in there either.
Tastes like
can't stop me.
It tastes like cancer. No, I'm pretty sure they're using non-lead paint. It's something. It's something. I just wanted to look super Best Tech cool because we might actually. There's no photos on crap. That's too bad.
It's all coming soon. Nonsense.
Yeah, sure is. Phrasing.
Anyway, it's pretty, but how about
being asked if we interact with the audience by B for Baron? I think I answered the question.
Douchiest way to answer that question. Yeah, but yes, that's fucking awesome, Paul.
Now, I'm also semi-curious if Beaver Baron is the same Beaver. Which Baron? We had a Baron win one of our giveaways once upon a time.
I believe so.
I don't know how beefy that Baron was.
I have a feeling not as
Might
beefy.
be the same Beaver Baron.
I don't know. Anyway.
I like the look of this little guy. I really like the look of that blade.
And I wish I would have caught what this one was called, because then he talked about it being a claw-like flower, and I'm like, now I just want to know what the flower is. It's
I was gonna say it reminds me of the ivy and the what was the other one?
His little
the tulip
and the little punchy, and this guy's about the size of a tulip. It's little front flipper, and his little punch dagger looked very similar to this guy here.
The blade shape, yeah, for sure.
Of all the designs done so far that we can legally obtain, this is the one that is the most interesting to me.
Well,
the punch dagger looks neat, but I really like the look of this thing. It's probably going to be too small to be interesting to me. I mean, if this is going to be like a sub 2.5 inch blade, I don't know if I'm going to be as interested.
CJLA is asking what kind of lock this is using. It's a liner.
Looks like a liner.
I believe it's a liner lock. Correct, sir. Top flipper, but it's small enough. Well, front flipper, but really because it's small enough, it's a top flipper.
Would this be like a fifth pocket carry, you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet little package opener. Talking about those Amazon.
Packages. Those kind of packages.
Phrasing.
I mean, don't open other kind of packages with this.
Stop trying to control me, Paul.
Too bad. Too late.
Well,
as I crack another beer.
Kill my interest. I imagine because it's G10, there's probably a bunch of other color variations, possibly aluminum.
I think CJLA is gonna prison carry this one.
They actually said they went straight to budget on this one.
Okay.
First, and might go to premium. That's actually something they pointed out when I was watching the video on this one, is they said quite often with Step Hell's designs, they start on the premium level, and then eventually, like the tulip and things like that, they come out with budgety versions. They wanted to get this one in people's hands as quick as possible, so they came out with the budgety one first and might come out with a premium one later. Yeah.
Okay.
And if he's referring to my prison carry being the Guardian 6, I mean, like a ping pong paddle. Like a ping pong paddle. It's
No.
And with great sadness, next knife.
Great remorse.
Oh, look, cleaver blades aren't dead yet. Apparently, some people still like those things.
Says you.
Huh.
No, you just gotta start making them pointier.
Well, then it's a Spanish razor, you see.
What was that one that was like this wide a couple years ago that had this tip on it?
Oh.
I forget which company it was.
HEA Designs, because then Boker got a collab.
HEA, or are we thinking
No.
No. There was
a cleaver blade that they did.
But it was a CJRB, I want to say.
No,
I
want to say
really wide
or something. We had like a lightning bolt pocket clip and stuff like that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
What the fuck was that?
This seems like a more carryable version of that blade, though.
Yeah, that actually looks like it's reasonably sized.
And again,
okay.
like the handle, like the color.
I have not like a deep-seated problem with it, but I kind of have a bit of a problem with blades like this that presumably come down to a fairly fine edge, like fairly thin behind the edge.
Mm-hmm.
The main benefit to this type of blade shape is that you're going to have a stronger tip, but you're lacking in puncturing ability. You don't have as narrow of a blade anymore, so you get a finer edge where you're not really getting a stronger tip because of how thin it is. I don't know. It's just this weird mixed match of features that I think has to be justified by the fact that if you like cleavers or this style of blade, then okay, you could probably look past it. But as far as like from a utilitarian standpoint, it's weird to me. It's a little weird.
And there was one guy that was talking about a blade shape, and I can't remember which company he was even looking at. It might have been Best Tech, and they called it like Saxy. And then they laughed. Instead of sexy, they called it sax. And they were like, yeah, it's saxy. So it's starting to become sax-like in its appearance rather than cleaver-like. They're trying to blend those two blade shapes together slowly.
Eventually, you'll just bring that clip down lower and lower, and it'll be a Bowie knife.
Yeah. Hey, Bowie knives will make a Bowie blades and folders will make a comeback.
Hey, I'm into it.
It won't just be Cold Steel doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Which, this is a great blade shape. Others should use
Absolutely.
it.
I was going to say on this too, I think this knife, the choices that you're talking about were made purely for their aesthetics. Like they sat down and like, let's make a cool looking knife. There's guys out there that think this is like top dog, right?
And there's a lot of sweeping lines in the handles too, so it kind of lends it to like that kind of quick, sort of razy, flicky sort of motion. Like it looks neat.
I do like this handle. I hope that they take this handle and put a different blade shape on it. That'd be neat.
Yeah, I like the blade shape behind it. But anyway,
maybe
I don't know if that one's going to come up in conversation.
Is that the Ness?
The Loch Ness?
Yeah. I don't think there's any photos of it.
I don't even actually know what year that came out, but I like it.
It's growing on you, eh?
Yeah, it's starting to.
I'm not
Not
surprised.
like something you'd be into.
Not the weird painted turtle shell G10 shit, though.
Don't worry about it.
Weird.
Don't you worry about it.
I am worried about it.
Worry about blank.
Think about the turtles, Joe. Think about the turtles. That's why they're taking all our plastic away.
That's the strangest read of that situation.
It's all the turtles' fault. See, Joe?
Turtles all the way down. Here's another
Yeah.
photo. Hey, look,
Here's another photo. Distraction.
My segues are bullshit. Here we go. Okay, so as I just finished talking about how I find that blade shape a little lackluster for me personally, here's some more. Yeah, apparently that's a bit of a thing.
I think this is the one that they were calling Saxy. With the Damascene steel and the painted turtle shell G10. Okay, don't get me wrong.
That's not painted. That's not painted.
No, the painted
It looks
turtle.
like a painted turtle.
Yeah, no, I'm just being an asshole.
Oh man, SHOT Show 2023. I'm out of here. No.
There is actually a specific name for that kind of like a brain coral carbon fiber. I forget what the branding is, but
is it like Coral from The Walking Dead?
Coral. Oh, I wish. No.
So, completely side note. Christmas jiu-jitsu training dummy for my 10-year-old daughter, and she decided to name it Carl's.
Carl's.
With an S on the end. I'm not sure why it's more than one Carl, but yes, that's her training dummy that I bought for her for Christmas. Is her new name. Anyway, so.
You ever trip over Carl and be like, damn it, Carl?
No, we leave him in the chair just to scare me halfway through the night.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Anyway, continue on.
Oh, don't worry, it's just Carl's.
It's just Carl's. Well, next knife.
Yeah. Here's another picture. I'm guessing we're talking about the three on the bottom and not that one at the top, which is kind of weird.
Is that a Goblin?
It looks goobly. This kind of just looks like a modified.
That's not. That looks like a folding primate from Boker. I don't know what that is. Anyway, those ones below it, they came out with at the Blade show of last year. Indeed. And then they came out with a new blingy version of it this year.
Okay.
Is that with the
carbon fiber? Yeah, different carbon fibers for the bolsters.
No, that's Thai
No,
mask is the middle one.
Is it?
Yeah, and the top one is.
Oh, you're
zirconium.
right. There's a reflection in this photo. Looks fucking
Yeah,
odd.
it's bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, zirconium or Timascus.
So yeah, those are not actually new, although new for this year. I'm actually more intrigued by the knife above it. I don't know what that is, but like I said, looks like a Boker primate thing.
You're a Boker primate.
Talk to Jesper about that one.
It kind of looks like a primate, just a folder.
Anyway,
yeah.
More knives. What do you got for us?
Different company. How about? Actually, you know what? Just mentioned Boker. How about we talk about Boker?
All right.
Here's a Boker photo. Right. This guy. Shoot, I watched the video where they were talking about this. What the hell is the name for it? Anyway, it's kind of in line with a lot of.
Oh, this is the Barlow Trapper.
Thank you. Yes. Barlow Trapper, because everybody's about Barlows this year for some.
I was gonna say, yeah,
fucking reason.
Him and Ken Onion Jr. You two, through each other.
Now, Thu.
I'm into this.
Oh, that's my theme for this year, by the way. Yeah. You're into this knife, you mean?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. All right.
It reminds me kind of Pena.
A little bit.
I like the ball bearing pocket clip. That's kind of neat. The
guys
handle is nice.
The clippy's starting to grow on me a little bit the more I look at it.
Yeah. This isn't something I see enough companies do. I really wish they would have integrated this back screw for the pocket clip with the butt end screw on the handle and just move it right the fuck up to the end of the knife. Especially since I'm pretty sure this is a right-only carry. I don't think there's a...
Yeah, why wouldn't you? That's stupid. Boker, you're stupid.
Yeah.
Joe, way to make a good point every once in a while.
I have my moments.
Well,
yeah.
No, straight up. Why didn't they do that? That's messed up.
Yeah.
Why'd you put a lanyard hole on this? What are you doing? Stop it.
Okay, so.
Well, you fifth pocket carry your Pena. Maybe you want a little cross-draw nunchucky action as you're pulling it out.
No, I don't. It's big enough. I can hold it with all four fingers. It's only my McBee that I want to nunchuck around.
I've had a nice. Okay, my Voking Knives pocket clip, the TO4, whatever the hell it is. The pocket clip is set up the way I would prefer to see this set up. And I had it as an example, and I don't know where it went. That made me sad. Is this a VG10 or something better for the blade steel?
Boker? Yeah, I have no idea. They don't talk about knives. We don't talk about that.
No, I think they actually mentioned it's M390 in the video.
Oh, did they?
Really?
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay, I could have sworn that
this was they're going after Pena.
I mean, they also are throwing MagnaCut up in the works. So,
it's going to be probably a $500 knife because of...
Well, it's Solingen, too. It's not made... It's not Boker Plus. It's I'm pretty sure this is made in Germany. So, yeah, you're gonna pay money for it.
Cayenne GR75, greeting. What are you carrying this evening? We've covered that earlier, but you might as well jump on that train. Thanks for joining us. So,
do you think they're paying Kershaw for the subframe lock?
No.
I don't think it's a subframe. I think it's a titanium frame lock with a overlay.
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah.
Subframe locks have to be bolted into the side of it, and I don't think that is.
Fair argument.
Come on. Anyway.
I gotta ask the questions.
Here's a bright blue knife. There was something special about this knife. It was made from a car or something. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, 68 Camaro. Yeah, they used it for the parts, and apparently they were very adamant that the car was beyond restoring, and they didn't just scrap a car.
Yes,
to make
I
this
do remember
knife.
hearing that. Yeah,
they were very clear in the fact
Well,
Even Z-
there's probably a significant crossover between guys who are crazy car fanatics and people who like to
That
buy
says
German
Z28.
Bokers. So,
Damascus on the blade, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's a commercial.
Because they did 2 this year. They did this one and they did a jet fighter pilot. And I don't know if you have pictures for that knife as well. But that was the other Boker, is they did commemorative. And they were saying...
Go ahead. I was going to say the exact same thing I think you're going to say. Go ahead.
What, about hard to get material?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, a whole bunch of parts of the plane aren't steel. Yeah.
this thing, right? I'm going to assume. Once it loads on your end. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, that's the one.
Some sort of fighter plane, something, but apparently a whole bunch of parts.
I do like the aesthetic of the handle. I like that kind of riveted
The
look.
faux rivets, yeah. That's oh, who was doing customs like that for a while? I want to say Ken Onion did some little ways back.
I think probably Chris Reeve did at some point in time too.
Oh yeah,
almost guaranteed he did.
That sounds accurate.
I've talked in the past about wanting to take my 940 and get somebody skilled with painting to paint that exact look onto a 940 with a shark face on the front of it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Other things from Boker.
Yeah, we got an automatic here. Very safe looking profile. So another decent budget entry, I'm assuming. It looks like it's.
What do you mean they made a auto bug out?
Yeah, they a little bit.
A little bit of an auto bug out. I hate that everybody, us included, keeps comparing fucking everything to a bug out, but
come on, man, look at it. Yeah. It's even got the same oval lanyard hole.
Yeah, I mean, the bug out wasn't the first knife to have those lines, but it's definitely been the most popular with those lines for a long time. So yeah,
it's slightly different, but kind of slightly not.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the last photo. I think we're supposed to be looking at this guy with the circular milling pattern. Although there's also a karambit.
Well, a whole bunch of those were new. The yellow and gold one's new too.
Yeah.
That's a Civivi. Those aren't Bokers. That's a that is a Boker. It just looks suspiciously like a Civivi pivot
with
collar.
Gold. Yeah. The karambit is an Ostaf Hell design, I'm pretty sure. Again.
Yeah, with a weird blade. Yeah.
Well,
and a octagonal hole.
Now we need to fucking look for it.
And there's a couple Boker fixed blades.
I'm pretty sure it's on Blade HQ's coming soon.
Oh, they have stuff here. Yeah, but these guys have nice photos.
Boker's been doing a pretty good job actually this year. I think they put a bunch of stuff up. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, do they have a coming soon section? Because I really wouldn't. Oh, there's new. Maybe in here.
They brought back the advent calendar that we talked about at Christmas time too, which is exciting.
Oh, there's that one with the circular pattern. Ooh, there's some nice blues offsetting. Was that in the photo? No. Is that a different knife? No, that's the same milling pattern. Italian made, okay. Oh, this looks expensive. Yeah, it's a little pricey.
What's the steel?
MagnaCut.
Of course it is.
With
Moram. Like it's
That's a nice looking knife, but damn. Fuck.
Yeah.
They did all the texturing on one side. Come on. Anyway. Right only pocket clip, so.
How do you get that pivot out? There's no screw up.
You punch it really hard.
No, but
you burn in hell. That's how.
There's no screw up on either side.
Yeah, so you punch it. You punch it really hard.
You punch it real good.
I'm sure there's something in here that talks about it, but I really want to.
So does that mean that the pivot is actually pinched together and you have to remove something else on it?
CJ in chat had the same question, so you're welcome.
Okay, I'm just popping open some of these names because we didn't really go over.
The Urban Barlow definitely has a top flipper too that I just noticed when you moused over that. That was interesting.
Is it SOCP? Anyway.
In the Boker Magnum series.
Yeah. So the gold and black one we saw was the epicenter, apparently. D2. I like the look of those contours in the handle, but
Darren Windsor has an important question in chat.
what's black one?
Did I join a blues band? No.
He never left.
Join. He's a founding member.
Yeah.
While we're here, take a look at this Urban Barlow for a lot of money.
How much money? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Is this the one that was compared to a Bamboozled? Yeah, maybe this is the one that I was comparing to a Bamboozled from Canada. The clip is ugly.
Oh, that clip is an abomination.
How are you doing, ugly clip?
That should be comfortable in hand, though. Just gonna say that. It's wide.
You know, Joe, that's a paddling, and I can do it with this clip.
Exactly. No, I don't mind. I don't mind that clip aesthetically.
Just a hanging low.
You need to go to a doctor, Paul.
Well, that's probably also true.
Anyway, I don't see photos of the bullshit Karambit I wanted to see pictures of, so that's kind of sad. But hey, there's a gnome in all black with copper. You should take a look at that for Dennis's sake.
Darren, thanks for joining us, by the way.
Yes,
Indeed.
thank you.
Cheers, brother.
There's this thing.
They have katanas? Since when did Boker make katanas?
Boker Magnum has made katanas for a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
quite a while.
Well then. What did I know?
Yeah, copper blacked out D2. There's apparently a couple other gnomes I need to get now.
I was gonna say, gotta get add to that collection.
Son of a bitch.
You gonna sell a gnome to get a gnome?
No.
He needs them all, damn it.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about a different company now. If that was all the Boker photos, and we just peruse the website.
I'm gonna put a lanyard on that just to annoy people.
You can't find the Karambit or the other two fixed blades, I think.
Oh, I couldn't find the Karambit, but there are some fixed blades.
It was that larger, larger outdoorsy knife. Fixed blade.
Larger outdoorsy knife fixed blade. What are you on?
I don't know. When you mouse over it, I'll let you know. It said new for 20. Yeah, there you go. Magnum. It's from Boker Magnum, though.
Oh, yeah, no, that was gross.
It's actually called the Collection 2023. That's actually what it's called.
It's called the Collection?
The Collection 2023. D2 for 270 American.
Huh.
America. Yeah, no.
That blade tip kind of reminds me. I don't even know what I'm thinking of now. What the hell does it remind me of?
My Spyderco?
A little bit.
Oh, where is that son of a bitch? It's right there.
Bring that up for comparison.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. Hey, Spyderco, why don't you just bring some of that stuff back?
All out of names.
Well, look, a dagger. Oh, perfect for Italian bushcraft. Just a nice, slick aluminum handle. That's exactly what you want in a dagger.
That reminds me a bit of
the K-Bar, the EK series, or X. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. The contouring a little does.
Reminds me of a fixed bladed infidel.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I think
But
that's where I was going.
The infidel just reminds me of a dog.
It's weird.
It's fucking weird, Joe. You need to get yourself looked at. All right, what's next? You sons of bitches.
How about Buck? How about Buck?
How about Buck?
Let's talk about the first thing that isn't really a new release. It's just a variation of something they already came out with. Look at this thing.
That's all they were doing this year is the old news and the new news.
Well, the new old, right? It's recycled ideas.
No.
I don't think this looks half as nice as the original paradigm that they did in this this kind of makeup. I don't know. The new line I ended up being kind of disenchanted with, unfortunately, so I'm a little bitter about it because I really wanted to like them.
No, you did.
Too many monies though for this thing,
Yeah.
so I'm sure it'll sell out immediately. It's a collectible buck.
How many bucks?
But they reintroduced their Alpha series, and they made a whole to-do about this thing. Couple different sizes, couple different handle configurations.
The Alpha was around for quite a few years before they axed it. I don't even know when they axed it because they dropped off my radar a while back. But
this might sound weird, but this kind of reminds me of an Alibaba Hidden Canyon.
Yeah.
How dare you besmirch?
And I'm not suggesting that they got the lines from that, obviously, because it's existed for longer than that. But
yeah, I think actually
if,
the Alpha probably predates the Hidden Canyon.
Yeah. I have no doubt about any of that as well.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting that like the Alibaba knockoff one looks kind of like a cross between the two of them.
Well, I mean, where you might be outsourcing your materials, that's a completely different question.
That's fair. That's a fair question.
You don't think these are made in the States?
It's not a fair question, but I'm not actually asking it. I'm just hypothetically asking it so I don't get in trouble.
The bucks are made in China. All right.
Well, this one I don't think is, but anyway.
No, there's USA right on it.
Buck is also doing a whole bunch of things that are like the, what do they call them? The Pro and the Select.
Oh, yeah.
Dick Richards is saying he bought a fake buck at a Canadian Tire a couple years ago. I don't know.
Canadian Tire does actually sell, is an authorized buck dealer, so it might have been just a very low quality.
Yeah,
you bought it.
There is a range, that is for sure.
No.
I've seen fixed blades that have play in all directions, so riddle me that, man. It's
awful.
Yeah, you think I'd be kidding?
Also, as one of the most ripped off companies in the knife world, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had also returned a fraudulent buck, and minimum wage retail worker just didn't bother checking it properly before it got cycled back out.
Something we do try to keep in mind for guys, and we're noticing it more and more, is that returning fakes and keeping the original and getting your money back and being able to actually keep the good quality knife while returning a fake is becoming more and more of a common thing. So check your product before you leave the store half the time. And if you're buying online, make sure they have a decent return policy just in case you happen to come across a knife. And it might be an authorized dealer that is selling you unknowingly, right? But
yeah. On that note,
was the 324 series the Noble series by any chance?
You're asking me about specific things
No,
like I know answers.
It wasn't. 327 was the Nobleman. Because that's the one I would have thought, because I have seen those at Canadian Tire. I don't know what a 324 is, but the 327 is a Nobleman. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, continue on.
Here's something Buck should have made years ago. And I mean, they should have been making them years ago. They're making a Benchmade proper. I'm sorry, I just don't remember the Buck name for this, but it's a slip joint with micarta handles.
No, it's a Fox Italian marine knife made of olive wood. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, those are different things, Joe.
It's just weird to me that,
Buck, this is a Buck.
Yeah, so Buck's made slip joint knives stateside for a long time. Well, I don't know about since the beginning. I think, did they do before backlocks? I can't remember.
No idea.
Anyway, they've done backlocks in the States for a long time. They've done slip joints in the States and in China for a long time.
I think locks are an important thing for the founder.
Yeah,
like square handles and stuff like that. He had specific things that were no compromise.
That's fair. It's still surprising to me that it took them this long to come up with something like this made in the American market. But they finally did it. So here you go. I find it strange though that like Charade beat them to the punch on this one. Old Timer made a comeback and has some American made stuff like little slip jointies, backlocks that are stateside.
Let's hold the phrase "made a comeback" here for the long game.
Well,
where GSM buys them.
Well, it's only a matter of time, right?
I imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a slip joint.
Manufacturer.
It's another knife. Oh look!
And
another
all of
slip
my
joint.
references, if guys didn't realize, all of my references to Fox, Italian Marine, olive oil, olive wood, whatever, is that Fox came out with a slip jointy knife that looks identical to this a couple years back, and we also referred that knife to a very similar looking proper.
Yeah.
What's this knife? Oh, it's a clip point 112.
Well, it's a clip point of that last knife, right?
Yeah.
It's the same handle and everything else. It's just a clip point version of it.
That's what they did. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I like the look of the clip point.
Yeah.
Anyway, not much else to say.
It reminds me,
It's a
the
slip joint
vibe
that
of
should have
it
come out 3 years ago.
reminds me a little bit of the Freedom from Kershaw. The
Freedom,
double
the-
D10s.
The Federalist.
Oh, Federalist. Excuse me. Yes.
The Freedom.
You know,
It's a joke in
well,
there
that knife
somewhere.
that I'm not sure that I'm talking about.
It was tasted like Freedom fries for sure. It's
Salty.
too much salt.
Look, I love myself as much as the next guy, but
Can I get some low sodium? That's options for sure.
now
It's gonna sprinkle the MSG.
are these called the Pro Series? These fixed blades here with the perforated construction and onlay handle scales.
I believe the green ones in the back are the Pro Series, and then these ones in the front are their like Select Series or something like that.
Okay, because I can't. Yeah, I just don't recall what the actual naming conventions. But apparently, this was a series that existed prior to this.
The pack light.
Thank you. We used to sell those once upon a time, didn't we?
We sure did. I'll be back in 2, boys.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Paul, I don't know if you were working with us at the time, but we used to sell the pack lights in a 3-pack Cerakoted orange with a couple different blade shapes all in the same pouch.
Okay, I remember a pouch back in the day.
Yeah.
We had it like was it like a skinning knife, a caping knife, and a gut hook?
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
so
I remember that one.
This is just a reiteration of those lines, I guess, just brought back.
If I'm not mistaken, one of these sets is an S35 and the other one's in 420 high carbon.
I wouldn't be very shocked about that, you know.
And I'm upset because I'm pretty sure it's the green ones that are in S35.
Yeah.
Which, as a hunting set, is a little stupid.
Having them in green, you mean?
Yeah. Bad
They
choice.
It would have been neat if had they gone with like an orange micarta instead of the
orange G10, orange micarta, orange injection molded plastic, G10, something to differentiate them. But
it's funny. I was actually just reading. This is just a very brief aside, but on Blade forums recently, people talking about edge deformation versus edge wearing. Lots of guys on there, very seasoned hunters, they're saying like, yeah, no, like they can field dress multiple animals with very mediocre steel, as long as the technique is done. As long as you're not contacting things you're not supposed to, you can make a 420 high carbon edge last for damn near forever. But
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
really.
But the trade-off is you got to be more careful. So
yeah.
I just find it funny that the people who could actually benefit from having a more wear-resistant steel in a hunting context won't necessarily want to spend the coinage on it.
Then there's assholes like me and Dennis. We're willing. Because I'm still going to be gentle with it in that same way, but I'm going to let that thing ride forever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
The one thing I'll actually note myself as well is they talked about the green being the pro and the orange being the select.
Clarification, perfect. Yep.
Well, no, that's what they talked about. Honestly, I hope they got that backwards. I hope the orange is the pros and the greens are the select. Is that what you guys just talked about? Okay,
a little bit before. No,
Okay.
it's all good. It's
I was saying I think they said this, so your confirmation of that is
They did say that, and I hope they're wrong because every other knife in their catalog is the opposite of what that is. So
yeah.
But
Having them agree is the wrong choice.
keep them on their toes.
Yeah. Got another picture here of some stuff.
I think we should point out too, though, just before we switch, these sheaths do not have pocket clips or belt loops. They are intended like the S90 stuff from Benchmade to be pack knives, not belt knives.
Directly in the. Yeah.
They do clearly have slots. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, and grommets where you can tie stuff off. So if you really, really wanted to, yes, you could rig something up to wear it on your belt, but like they said, like these guys are saying, it's not really the intention.
Yeah.
Let's see, some more revamped old stuff. We got a titanium 110 here, and then we have a.
I believe the titanium was a limited edition. They're already sold out.
One of these was a
S45
Magna
or
right?
something. I can't remember which one was Magna.
I think Buck actually has all of this up on their website, so I kind of want to just take a super quick look. Do we have a new? There we go. Oh, look, the office. Oh, we actually could find out about the. Oh, they don't have their pack light stuff. Weird. Or their 110. I could have sworn they're 110, but maybe it's in exclusives.
I think it's their like buck of the month club, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. The titanium one was a buck of the month.
For January, maybe?
And they sold out like super fast. It might have been Magna Cut, and that's why they sold out super fast. It was either that or S45, but I want to say it might have been Magma.
Magma Cut.
Liquid magma cut.
Liquid hot magma.
Anyway, we got other companies or
We got one more picture from Buck aside. They did a couple different autos that sort of remind me of the SOG Twitch series somehow.
except for the middle one, which is totally Kershaw spoke.
Yeah,
you two, to each other.
Yeah, no, this one more so looks like the Kershaw auto, right?
No,
It
not
does.
the Launch 4. Kind of like a Launch 4, but more like a Kershaw spoke.
A little bit of both. It also reminds me of some knives from ProTech.
A little bit.
Little
Like
ProTech,
little guys.
the little bird or whatever the hell that's called. But yeah, this guy. That's the one.
A little bit. With its old chicken wing in it.
The Chicky Wing.
Why is it called the spoke, but it's got a wing on it? I'm confused.
Because when a chicken runs through your bicycle, you'll know.
You know, it'd
No
be hard to miss.
No further questions, Your Honor. Okay. All right.
It's been a while since PETA's been on our asses. Come on.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fair. Okay. What company next? God, we're gonna have to do a part 4 at this rate.
No.
Hurry up. Do other things. I don't care. Throw something up.
Case, because there's only one photo.
There you go.
I didn't see anything from Case, so let's see what Case has got.
There's one thing from
There's
them.
something from Case.
What the holy hell?
They used some blur thumb studs that they found on the side of the road.
Did they let Essie design their pocket knife for them?
Don't you worry about it.
Does SE do assisted knives?
No, it's a friction folder. Did they do it a friction folder assisted knife?
That's an assisted knife.
Is it also a friction folder? That'd be
I
sweet.
fucking hope not.
A friction-
Sweet.
Because how do you close it?
You just
Carefully.
You just close it.
Hope for the best.
Friction.
I thought they might have a listing.
I'm leaving.
That's too bad. Well, I don't know the name of this thing.
No.
It's
But-
super weird seeing Case try new things. I don't know. Aluminum handles from the looks of it.
So it's really hard to see in this picture.
Could be plastic, could be aluminum.
It's a shame we don't have a flat picture of it because the thumb studs are like 1.5 inches from the handle. They're so much in the way.
What's the steel? Is it MagnaCut?
It might actually be.
I know. Because Case was trying to get their hands on some of that bullshit too.
Yeah.
Going to knife news because I think there may
They
be...
definitely talked about it there. Oh.
The West line. Yeah, look how fucking far forward that thumb stud is. And you think, oh, well, maybe they had to have it that forward so it doesn't interfere with the handle. No, they could have had that thing over. They could have had that thing way over.
Hey, man, they're new to this. Leave them alone.
They were like, what? Do people want the thumb studs in the way or not in the way? In the way, not in the way.
I think they're probably going to make the argument that it's good as far as like a pinch grip. If you really wanted to get up on that blade, you could utilize those studs to hold your thumb in place. And I mean...
Can we optimally get it in the way of both the cutting and the sharpening as much as possible?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
For the record, F35V on aluminum scales.
Ah, okay.
Deep carry pocket.
Surprised by both of those materials, but yeah.
But still assisted, right? I was right there.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I believe so. I think they even said
quick assisted opening lock.
Yeah.
Assisted open and lock mechanism. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it is a friction folder.
I hate it.
We probably have enough time to go through, well, a couple small ones if you've got some singles. What do you got for Condor? Because I'd like to talk a little more about Condor if you only have 1 or 2 pictures.
No, I have like 10 pictures.
Okay. We'll start 3rd episode next week with Condor.
Okay. I'll make a note of that.
All right.
Pound through those. And then let's see some singles. Let's see some single action.
All right. I'm going to go through and see... What the hell? Okay, so CRK, there's only 2 photos. Let's do that.
All right, you single ladies, get up there.
So, here's a fixed blade that looks like a fixed blade.
Was this the backpacker that he announced last year? Sweet, I kind of want one of those. Not a MagnaCut though. Do better.
It's a good looking knife.
I think MagnaCut's a perfectly fine choice for a hollow ground fixed blade knife. Come on.
I've already had somebody asking about this knife.
Did you tell them that?
Yeah, there's a 46 right?
Yeah. So one day Dennis is going to have to explain what he doesn't like about stainless M4, but that's a different day. It's a different conversation.
He likes being a contrarian, I think, is what it comes down to.
Ultimately, we all kind of have a fucking nasty streak where that's concerned, though. So
yeah.
No. I totally understand stopping production on so many other decent steels just because the world stopped for one fucking steel out there. I totally get it, for sure. Quiet in the audience. You got some crickets going on all of a sudden. There's a chat. Segue to that.
Yeah.
All right.
New steels always take a precedence with a lot of companies.
I know. This thing has stopped the goddamn knife world. It's insane. Anyway.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I can't think of another knife steel outside of S30V that had as much preamble and publication prior to release.
Yeah, like, and I hope this stands the test of time, like S30, 25 years later and whatever, right? So yeah,
I do agree with you though. I think expectations need to be managed. It's not going to be better at edge holding than 20 CV. It's not going to be quite as stainless as LC 200N, but anyway, without getting too far into it, it
the weeds.
Be good.
It's a jack of all trades that seems to actually be decent at all trades. Yeah. I like Cal's comment on this knife.
Backpacker? Or are they in Yoni?
Yeah, I want one.
Isn't this the re-release or is this the backpacker still?
This is a backpacker you can take the scales off of?
That's the backpacker. That's the Inyoni, I think. Are they re-releasing?
I'm going to their website. Hopefully find out.
That looked like the same knife to me, to be honest with you. I think they were just saying you can take the scales off of.
No, I think the second one is the Inyoni, because if you look at the grind here, it's kind of hard to tell because of how fat and fuzzy it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Just look at how fat the blade is. Yeah.
Right.
And they were talking about, I think, on both of them being very easily removable. Because I know they mentioned that on the backpacker as well, and reducing weight and ounces. And if people decided it didn't affect the Kydex,
you can do it on both.
Yeah, I mean, it is cut around the handle scale so that your Kydex is on the blade only.
Well, they had to fill up a 15-minute video with something. They only released 2 knives, and one of them's a re-release. So throw a dog a bone, man.
Hey, look, how much money do you think you can spend on a knife with no handle scales?
Yes.
Too much. The answer is too much.
Yeah,
well, no, you buy the handle scales and then choose to actually take them off.
Okay. So
that's your choice afterwards.
Here, the backpacker, they're saying, is going to be Magna Cut 63 to 64.
$300. That's actually $300 American is not too bad for.
Chris Reeves' fixed blades have not quite skyrocketed the way that his folders have.
Good.
Stop talking about it. Let's move on to other things.
I want to see people thump on this backpacker. I'm just saying.
No,
give it a thump.
Thump the shit out of it.
You're up for the wrong kind of backpacking, but
I want a leather sheath for it. But other than that, I'm into it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for CRK as far as photos. We're pulling up at 9 o'clock. Do we want to see if we can do 1 or 2 more?
Well, I was going to say, if you got any single ladies in the house.
Just quickly going through. Hogue has 2 photos. Did we? We didn't.
Don't care,
last
but
time, did we?
Sure.
You don't give a shit about Hogue?
Well, never have, never will.
Ooh.
Well, never have, never will.
That's not true. Doug Ritter made a nice Gripchillian for Hogue.
I don't know if... yeah, you're not wrong. I don't think any of these are new. I think these were all talked about. Actually, yeah, looking at both of these, I think all of these were announced last year.
And the top one, I mean, you boys will probably love that. It's all tie-lighty up in the business, right?
Well, it's an OTF, so...
I don't mind that bottom fixed blade on the orange ones either, but it's orange. That's gross.
It reminds me a bit of a... wasn't that one in Crewwear or Magnacut competing with?
None of these are new. These are all from last year, so we can skip right over these, actually.
Yeah, we literally talked about that orange knife in contention with some Benchmade offerings, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, better looking Hogue. I've seen it in a while, but it's a fixed blade, not a folder. It's just, as soon as you say a Hogue and folders for me, you lose my attention a whole bunch. I don't know. It's just,
do you guys want
design lines.
Do you guys want to finish on Microtech, or do you want to save it for next week?
We can dive into it next week. I don't know.
Okay. Because there's only one... For Microtech, that's the only photo.
How many do we got in total?
I don't know.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
We've gone through about half, maybe a little over half.
Woof! All right.
A lot of these don't have that many photos in them, but
I'm here to talk about the Stitch.
The Microtech.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
You want to do it now? Okay. Reason I ask is because it's the only new thing to talk about from them, but. It's a new mechanism. And by new, I mean it's legally distinct from very similar mechanisms that have been around in the past.
It's a Benchmade Anthem access bar, really.
It's like if you took a crossbar, but you replaced the bar with a block, and then you drove the block with a bar, and then you put a spring in it.
Oh. So it's like a ball lock meets an access bar.
I was going to say it's a Mannix.
It's a Mannix, but instead of a bar, there's a block that goes into position. And I don't hate that idea.
See.
I'm going to be honest with you. Go ahead.
No.
I'm going to be honest with you. I like the manual stitch. I am annoyed that I do, but I like it.
I like the looks of both of these.
Yeah.
Now, I can see a lot of people getting pissy about it, but...
Okay, how long has the stitch been around for?
As an auto? No idea.
Well, the reason I'm wondering is because there's a Best Tech Lizard, and you two need to through each other. If you look up Best Tech look up best tech lizard. Just do it real quick. We can edit out with throwing each other.
That.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I got a question for you after stream, Joe.
Uh-oh. Okay. But yeah, those are legally distinct at best.
They're different.
The handles are actually quite different, but there's a lot of similarities there.
It reminds me of a Microtech, of a PPT. Also, apparently, this is in M390 MK.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that was the other thing about these. Apparently, it's a minor variation.
It's VG Max, but M390.
And at first, I was like, oh, yeah, Microtech, yeah, Bowler, sue each other. And then, actually, Cal, and I appreciate his comment, informed me that it was working with Bowler to make it. And I was like, oh, that ruins all my fun.
Yeah, pretty much. Now they can't sue each other.
Anyone else? Anyone else want to sue him? Come on.
Sue him. Oh, but yeah, I'm into it. And to be honest, I've never really paid that much attention to the stitch other than to be like, yeah, I like that shape. But because it was an auto, I didn't put a lot of stock in it. But this is a achievable.
Just to show some images of the Microtech stitch. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be an aluminum handle with steel screws. So
no, it sure seems to be G10, at least on this side. And enough contouring that it should be nicely.
It's almost like a bug out handle. A Griptilian handle.
In what way?
Just the shape. The overall profile is slightly.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Took a minute to see it, but yeah, I guess once you just block out that blade.
You took the blade out of it.
Yeah.
It's the butt end more than anything else.
Almost reminds me of like not quite a loco, but I'm getting there.
A little bit.
All right. Good times.
I also love how they made one of them lefty compatible, but the other one is like, nah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
you're not allowed.
That's what I want.
The stitch is not lefty compatible.
I'm okay with that because the only one that I would want is not stupid looking one. Sorry.
So neither of these knives.
Look, there's nothing wrong with a stupid looking knife.
Oh, dude, I have how many sitting right beside me?
Best part is, I like the best tech lizard.
But you don't like the stitch? That's funny.
I like the stitch too. It's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Oh, okay. Well, we should probably cut her here.
All right, gentlemen.
Let's do that.
So next week we were thinking we were going to do our top threes, but there's actually still a decent amount left to go through. So let's say next week, if there's time, we could do top threes. But I have a feeling we're going to be talking about the remainder first, and then it'll have to be a different episode.
Well, we'll see. I don't know if top three is worth doing a full episode on, but yeah.
No. But we can do top three with other topics.
Another Gonzo episode while we're waiting for new 2023 products to come in, give or take.
We've only gotten halfway through so far.
Yeah.
True story. All right, gentlemen. Good times. Shot Show, thanks for coming out.
Indeed. Thank you for giving us a month's worth of content. We appreciate it.
Always a good time.
Really a year, because we're going to repeat all the knives that we saw over the next year's bullshit as we review them. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Here's to you, Shot Show.
See, Benchmate was doing us a favor by not introducing the immunity last year. They gave us 2 years worth of content.
Benchmade was doing some favors, all right.
Somebody's getting favored.
I don't like the way you said that, if I'm being honest.
I just wanted to try and segue to say it's me. Thank you for letting me borrow this.
Indeed.
Mr. Infinite.
Cal, you should by the shop while Joe has that. I know you were asking about what what the scales look like on a knife. You should.
It's the PM2.
Yeah, it makes me want a second one.
You had one. You'd never carry that thing.
No, it's been a minute.
You don't need to get a new one. Just get some scales. Get these scales. Honestly.
Yeah, the tip's a little rounded on it. To be honest,
That's all right.
It's pretty good use.
I'll tattoo it for you. It'll be fine.
Hey, that's a Blade HQ exclusive. They're gonna sue you.
I was gonna ask you to just flatten the spine for me, but I think I've changed my mind.
No, you'll like my way better.
It's now a drop point somehow. The
Yeah.
blade is this long.
Yeah.
I McBeat it.
Oh,
That's
Nope.
sad.
No, I
Stops
don't like
just
that.
after the stop pin.
oh, so it's like a case.
All right, gentlemen. I think that rounds us out for this week.
I think so.
Thanking all the guys who continue to subscribe to us on Patreon. Yeah, we really appreciate your patronage. And yeah, everything that you do subscribe on a monthly basis will be coming back to you eventually, for sure.
Yep. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The longer this takes, the probably better that thing is going to end up potentially being. Because there's more in the pool, so to speak.
It's in the deep end.
It's getting there.
It's rolling in the deep, as it were. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Thank you to the strange folks on Instagram that continue to follow us. Most of you aren't Damascus sellers or sex bots, so I appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone in chat tonight. It has been fun. Thank you for the birthday wishes as well. It has been a fantastic birthday weekend. Yeah. So keep 2023 rolling for sure.
Indeed. I've only got like less than a month before I catch up to you at the 40s. Yeah.
Hi. You're not dead yet.
Old. Anyways.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We will see you here again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7:15 Mountain Pacific, something. Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds about right.
I'm making words up at this point. So, all right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you again next week. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Fibers.
And they are Joe.
And I'm xl.ca.
Thanks again for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Later.
Whatever you say, preacher man.